Good morning, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Hey guys, I thought I'd post a video on this. I constantly get electronic donations from people, video machines and all kinds of stuff. Sometimes this really drives me crazy. And this is a perfect example. It's not that I don't appreciate it, but I do get an awful lot of people who do these door drop-offs of donations of equipment for me and this type of stuff. This morning I woke up and I actually got this 3/4 Umatic machine stuck in a box, such as this. And basically had a little note in it. You could take this piece of shit. I'm done with it. If you could have it for parts or do anything with it, you can have it. It's just like, people want to drop off their crap because they can't fix it or repair it, or they don't know how. This guy went through a lot of trouble. Took out the switch. Sometimes these switches do go bad. I checked it. It's not bad. It didn't look like he knew what the hell he was doing. The video head is broke, so the scanner on this thing is crap. The front panel I'll keep because these get damaged a lot. I'll take that off. The upper video card, this is the actual playback video area for the video card. I'll take this off and keep it. These do go bad. This is basically just a junk parts machine. I just can't believe this guy would drop this off at my door, and he could have just brought it to me and let me service the deck instead of destroying the damn thing. But, I got this deck this morning in a box. He said, take it. It's junk. I'm done with this. You could have it for parts. Apparently he was real pissed off trying to fix the deck. This is what you call a pissed off weekend warrior. Let's put it that way. If you're somebody who's just like, I can do that, and you find out you can't, or it's a lot more involved, you get pissed off and you start taking things apart, things you should just leave alone, and before you know it, you destroy the entire machine, which is what this guy did, which is amazing. I mean, there's usable parts on this I could keep for other 3/4 Umatics, but I can actually have fixed this machine, believe it or not. Just looks to me like all it was wrong with was a scanner, but it looks like he got into it way too far on the deck. And this one good thing about this is it didn't damage the loading carriage, which is like new. I'll keep this. Always need replacement loading carriages. They get fucked up so bad all the time. So there's usable parts I could keep off of this deck, but man, oh man, what the hell did this guy do to this thing? He dropped it off. He must have been really pissed off that he couldn't fix it, or he tried to fix it, or I don't even know what the story is. But I get a lot of people dropping stuff off in boxes at my door saying, here's a donation or whatever. This is not what you call a donation. This is what you call a disaster. Why didn't you just put on the box 3/4 Umatic parts as is? You can have it. This guy must have been so pissed off he couldn't fix this deck that he didn't know what to do with it. And I could actually have fixed this for him. I mean, now he's going to have to go on eBay and pay a crazy amount of money for a 3/4 Umatic deck, which probably going to need service anyways. And it's just like, if you don't know what you're doing, guys, case in point, don't work on this stuff. These are relatively easy to fix, for me and several people out there who have done this, type of work. It's not that hard to do, but when you get 3/4 Umatic machines that have damage like video heads and different things, you have to have a lot of parts for these machines to fix them, especially if you've never worked on one of these machines before. If you're a weekend warrior, or you're somebody who just like, I can do it, you're going to find out you can't, because it's going to get more involved. And it's not just changing rubber belts, guys. Rubber belts on these things are a snap. That's no big deal. But when you start getting into problems like video head scanners and bad video output boards, or a bad card, or a broken, smashed in front panel where the controls are and they got to be replaced, stuff like that, you have to have replacement parts to fix these. I scrap out a lot of these units, so I keep a lot of relative parts for these machines, so I'm able to save a damaged machine. But in this situation, this guy really stripped this thing down. I'm not even going to bother with it. I'm just going to scrap it for the best parts and get rid of this unit. Unbelievable. I cannot believe somebody would just throw a destroyed machine in a box and say, here you go, parts. Yeah, I mean, I could always use more extra parts on 3/4 Umatics, but this really pisses me off, guys. You know, if you're not an experienced technician, if you're not if you don't know video equipment and haven't been doing this for a very, very long time like I have, don't try to weekend warrior or something, because you're going to really be pissed off when you find out that there's more work involved on working on these. Seek my advice, give me a call, drop me an email, tell me the situation. I'll tell you if the machine's worth fixing or what the issue is. 9 times out of 10, if it needs a complete rubber belt job, which is a very simple thing, that's not a big problem. That's very easy to do. But if it's more complicated and needs, you know, a replacement board, which you can't get, you know, maybe it's got smashed in, or somebody smashed the front faceplate and this board got cracked, or maybe you got a bad video output board, or maybe the video head scanner is bad. I do have parts from time to time for these machines, especially like video head scanners for the 3/4 Umatic machines. So I do have a lot of parts when it comes to the obvious problems on these 3/4 Umatic machines. I've worked on thousands of these, so I know this machines very, very well. And I do keep the most prevalent parts for these things. Sometimes you get bad sensors, and then you got loading mechanisms. I mean, I do keep the sensors. I do keep the mechanisms for loading, capstan motors, audio heads. I keep the most prevalent parts off the 3/4 Umatic, because you never know when you're going to need them. Power supply blocks usually go bad on them. But in this situation, I don't know who this guy was. He was too embarrassed to even give me his name of who this guy was. He just said, "Here, junk. I'm done with this. I'm over this issue." And he says, "You can have it for parts." And he just drops it in a box. I mean, he must have been one pissed off guy. Anyways, if he's watching this video, if I can help you, if you have some tapes that you wanted to do, or if you do want a working machine, maybe we can help you, get you one up and running. Thank you for the donation. It's just like, wow, this is a first, guys, getting a machine that's so destroyed that the Weekend Warrior repair guy was so pissed off, he just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna give it to this guy. I can't deal with this." This is pretty funny, actually. So we're gonna scrap out the best parts on this thing and keep it. I want to thank whoever this was for the donation. Hope you enjoyed this video.